your man, you gotta, by consent, say I'm fasting so that Satan will come in. You know, you gotta refrain from having sexual intercourse with each other. You gotta make sure it's in agreement with each other, so that Satan don't come in and mess up the relationship. It says, set that heart aright, verse 2, and constantly endure. You got to endure to the end. You want to be saved from your enemies and from the hand of all that hate you. And make not haste. Don't run in time of trouble. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. Say, cleave unto him and depart not away. See, that's what people do. I'm going to get myself together. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to the show. I got to get myself together instead of coming to Sabbath and dealing with the Sabbath of the Most High. They doing something else. And the Most High going to vex them. He going to get them. All of you that know. And you doing something contrary. It's the last days. It's the time of Jacob's trouble. Oh, he ain't dealt with me yet. Oh, so they ain't talking about me. Better believe. It said, cleave unto him, verse 3, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. So you depart away, you'll be decreased at your last end. He's going to make you suffer. He'll make you go through torment and pain. And that's what we're trying to prevent. If you got any kind of sense, any kind of spiritual acknowledgement to realize what you got to deal with, to make it, this is what he said. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. So when he starts vexing you and dealing with you, you got to take it cheerfully. Because you know, some of you know better. You think, oh, the Most High ain't going to deal with me. You see what we just read about in Job. We did to Job. Perfect, upright man. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. That tempter going to come. He coming. He already told you. Prepare yourself for the tempter. Prepare yourself for who? Prepare yourself for Satan. He came to a Mashiach Yahushua. Look, Ecclesiasticus 40th chapter, first verse. Ecclesiastes on page 94. It says, great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. From the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things. That's back to the earth. Once again, great travail is created for every man. And remember he told Adam. You got to go back there, look what he told Adam. We the sons of Adam. And this is what he told Adam. In Genesis 3. And 17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened, meaning listened unto the voice of thy wife, or your wife, and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. That's a commandment. That's an order. That's a law. That's his rules and regulations. Listen, he said, because thou hast hearkened, Adam, unto the voice of thy wife. You listen to your wife. And have eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed the ground for thy sake, and sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. See? That's why here we said, look, Ecclesiastes 40:1, great travail is created for every man, and an heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. We the sons of Adam. From the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of us all things, back to the ground. That's why he said, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. Their imagination of things to come, the future, and the day of death, trouble, their thoughts, and cause fear of heart. Yeah. I was just speaking with one of my brothers today. He was saying about how something happened and everybody was just running around like, hollering like women, worse than women. He was just cool, calm, and collected, just went on about his business. They say he was crazy, but the Most High have. Their imagination of things to come, and the day of death, trouble their thoughts, and cause fear of heart. Yeah, people fear of death, but they ain't fearing the Most High, who caused death, who bring about death, who had issues from death or life. From him that sitteth on the throne of glory, unto him that is humble in earth and ashes, from him that weareth purple and a crown, unto him that is clothed with linen frock, wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear of death and anger and strife, and in the time of rest upon his bed, his night sleep. So change his knowledge. Change his knowledge through this time. Why? Because you look at Job 33 and 14. For the Most High speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, see, it's like it says. And in the time of rest upon his bed, his night sleep, do change his knowledge. Job 33:14, for the Most High speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumbers upon the bed, then he, the Most High, openeth their ears, the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. Tell them what they're going to do. That he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. He keepeth back his soul from the pit, and his life from perishing by the sword. See? Verse 6, Ecclesiastes 40 and 6. A little or nothing in his rest, and afterward he is in his sleep, as in the day of keeping watch. Trouble in the vision of his heart, of his mind. His mind is troubling, as if he were escaped out of a battle. Seems like he's all into this battle. When all is safe, he awakened, and marvelous that the fear was nothing. It was a dream, but the Most High bringing something to his mind. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. You hear what he said? It's sevenfold more upon sinners. When they look at him, oh, man, almost died. Some people might have a heart attack in their sleep. It'd be so, scary to them. They be scared. They dream that the Most High brings. They ain't scared of the Most High. They ain't afraid of the Most High, but they scared of what he brings to them. Look, verse 10. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked. All these things are created for the wicked. And for their sake came the flood. That's why he got rid of them. Look, Ecclesiastes 41 and 10. All that are of the earth, and we all come from the earth, shall turn to earth again. So the unrighteous shall go from a curse to destruction. Hear that? The unrighteous shall go from a curse to destruction. That's why going back to Ecclesiastes, the 2nd chapter. Most High told us. Ecclesiastes 2 and 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. You gotta be patient when you change to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. acceptable man in the fire furnace of adversity. You're going to go through a lot of changes. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. The solution. Ye that fear the Most High, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. It will take patience. You got to wait for his mercy. You don't go aside unless you're going to fall. Ye that fear the Most High, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. You believe in him, he's going to make sure that you're rewarded. Ye that fear the Most High, hope for good. Hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. That's what you want. Say, look at the generation of old and see. So you got to go back to your past. Our ancestors. Did ever any trust in the Most High and was confounded, confused? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Most High is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. See? And that's the time that we in now, people. That's the time that we in now. Look at Hebrews 11 and 6. Hebrews 11 and 6. But without faith, that's believing in him, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. See? You got to diligently seek him. Giving us examples. When we go back to our old, like what it say? Look at the verse 10 of Ecclesiastes 2, the second chapter. Look at the generation of old and see. Now let's look at the generation of old and see. Verse 7 of Hebrews 11 chapter. By faith Noah, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, his family, Shem, Ham, and Japheth and their wives, and Noah's wife, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. He believed it. Think about all that time he was building that ark. And all these people coming with the devil and Satan in them, laughing at him, telling him he's crazy. It ain't never rained before. It's gonna rain. Water gonna come from the sky. He didn't believe it. They didn't believe it. People didn't believe it. And when it rained, Most High killed everybody, 8 people. Noah and his wife, Shem, Ham, and Japheth and their wives. And everybody on this earth stemming from those 8 people. That's why Most High don't need everybody. Look at all the people that's been on the earth. You don't need everybody to create a world that's righteous. That's why he told us. Told us this. He don't need all of them. He don't need us. What do you need us for? Let's continue. Say, by faith Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed. And he went out, not knowing whither he went, not knowing where he was going. By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. Then you know that promise was given to Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob, to the 12 tribes of Israel. For he looked for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is the Most High. Through faith also, and what is faith? We got to define that in verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, something that you're going to see in the future. You hope for something, you desire something, you wish it for something. It's got to happen once you ask for it. It's got to happen after that of asking. Listen. Verse 11, Hebrews 11 and 11. Through faith, believing in the Most High, also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed and was delivered of a child when she was past age, I believe 99 years old, because she judged him faithful who had promised. Therefore sprang there even of one, and him as good as dead. So many as the stars of the sky in multitude. That's a lot of people. And as the sand which is by the sea shore, innumerable. This faith. These all died in faith, not having received the promises. They died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off. Just like we can see the future, those that have understanding of these scriptures. We see the future. We can tell you the future. It's all here. These all died in faith, believing, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. We seek New Jerusalem. We seek the places that the Most High gonna put the Israelites in, with these other nations working for us to build our cities, as it is written. And if they don't want to do it, they're gonna perish. Point blank. As it is written. Look, go back to Ecclesiastes 2nd chapter. For the Most High is full of compassion. Verse 11. For the Most High is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. And that's what we have, people. Go to Jeremiah, the 30th chapter. That's what we have. We're in the time of affliction. Those that have eyes to see, let them see. Those that don't, remain in the congregation of the dead. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30:1. It says, the word that came to Jeremiah from the Most High, saying, thus speaketh the Most High power of Israel, saying, write thee all the words that I have spoken unto you in a book. That's why we have it in the book of Jeremiah. For lo, the days come, said the Most High, that I will bring again captivity of my people Israel and Judah. That's the 12 tribes of Israel. Northern tribes, northern 9 tribes, and the southern 3 tribes. Said the Most High, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. And these are the words. I mean, we're going to go back to our own land and possess it again. And these are the words that the Most High spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah, dealing with the 12 tribes of Israel. For thus said the Most High, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. It's time of Jacob's trouble. Ask ye now and see whether a man does travail with child. How a man gonna travail with a child? Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turning to paleness. And the pain, a woman have the pain of having a baby. So we say seeing men with pain as such. Why do you see this? Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. This is a time of our trouble, brothers and sisters, or the nation of Israel. But he shall be saved out of it. Some of you talking about you're saved already. You got to be saved out of the time of Jacob's trouble. For it shall come to pass in that day, said the Most High power of hosts, of armies, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. This the future. But they shall serve the Most High their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar,